The 2024 NCAA tournament is set. You're taking a look at our brackets. KREM 2 is your tournament central for 3 of our local teams this year. The Gonzaga men and the women's team made the tournament, along with the Washington State men and the Eastern Washington women. Good morning, friends. It's good to have you here on this Monday morning. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Before we get to all of our sports news, because we have a lot of it today, let's get over to the forecast with meteorologist Thomas Patrick joining us in the Weather Center. Thomas, a beautiful, beautiful weekend, especially for people who are out for the St. Patrick's Day parade or even for the Velocity games.
Yeah.
Great weekend.
It was wonderful. And yes, we're going to have lots of clanking of brackets all over the workplaces. For us, it's okay. I mean, we're hosting a lot of the games here on our network, but weather-wise, perfect out there yet again today. Yesterday for St. Patrick's Day, we tied a record high at 70 degrees. How about we do that all over again for today? Starting to see that first light of day just around the corner. Not bad in Spokane at 43 degrees for a low temperature so far. There are still a few cooler spots in the inland northwest, however, but we're going to replicate yesterday's weather almost identically. 70 for the forecasted high, which would also tie a second straight day's worth of high temperatures.
Well, a heads up for drivers in Coeur d'Alene this morning. An exit off of I-90 is closed today, and it could impact your commute. So this morning, our Brandon T. Jones is joining us live near exit 15, where all of this is taking place this morning. So Brandon, what do drivers need to know, and how do they get around this closure?
Yeah, good morning, Channing. Well, this is the eastbound lane off of I-90, exit 15, and you can actually see some of those crews out there right behind me at this point because that exit has officially closed 6 a.m. through 3 p.m. daily until Thursday. So later this week, the Idaho Department of Transportation are closing the eastbound off-ramp to remove hazardous trees. They say removing the trees will reduce risk of them falling during a windstorm onto traffic or surrounding utilities and buildings. As for the detours, drivers can access downtown CDA by getting off on exit 14 and take 15th Street south to Sherman Ave. The next available off-ramp for drivers is exit 17 at Mullen Trail Road, 2 miles to the east. Crews will also perform similar work in the coming weeks on the eastbound off-ramp at exit 14. So alerts and traffic signs are in place to let drivers know that exit 15 over here is closed. And again, it'll be closed from 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. until Thursday. Those are daily closures. But for now, reporting live in Coeur d'Alene, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
As we mentioned at the top of the show, the Gonzaga men made the tournament without winning the WC championship. So let's take a look at where they are ranked. GU was ranked as a 5 seed against McNeese. If they win the first round, their next opponent will either be Kansas or Samford. The Gonzaga men actually have the second longest streak for March Madness appearances in the nation. This year actually marks the 25th straight year. KREM 2 Sports Director Travis Green was in the kennel yesterday and spoke with GU forward Anton Watson about bouncing back in the tournament after a loss.
I keep telling the guys, I'm like, it's a new season. You can't really, harp on yourself for a game a week ago. So, you just got to build off that. Feed off the energy and, take it one game at a time, Game on, is it Thursday, Friday?
Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday, yeah. That's the one in front of us now.
Again, GU faces the McNeese Cowboys. Do you know where that is? Lake Charles, Louisiana. They earned their spot in the tournament by winning the Southland Conference. It's the first time they've made it to the Big Dance since 2002, and they are 30-3 this season. Well, the Gonzaga men are not the only team to make this year's tournament. Channing is now breaking down the women's bracket for us this morning.
That's right, Tim. So the women Bulldogs are a 4 seed. They will play 13 seed UC Irvine here in Spokane. And KREM 2 was able to talk to the players about playing the first round here in the kennel.
Hopefully that'll help us out, but just so excited and we know what we're capable of. And after the last game, we're just ready to go again.
I mean, that's been one of our goals this season that we kind of made for ourselves, and just seeing us get there and have this opportunity right in front of us, I think it's just an amazing, almost like relief that we were able to get there and do that. Right. So we're just super excited.
UC Irvine is fresh off of their second Big West championship. It's their first in nearly 3 decades, though. GU and UC Irvine have played only 3 times against each other, but not since 2016. Gonzaga holds a 2-1 lead in the series. Tip-off for their game is Saturday at 4:30 in the Kennel. Now, Gonzaga is not the only women's team heading to the tournament. EWU also secured their spot in all of the March Madness as well. It's been 37 years since they have played in the Big Dance.
You could not pick a better team to represent Eastern Washington University. This women's team is everything.
The EWU women are a 14 seed and will play against Oregon State on Friday at 5 p.m. So let's jump back over to Tim right now, who cannot hide all of his excitement about everything Cougs this morning.
I mean, come on, it's my alma mater, right? Go Cougs. The Washington State men play this Thursday at 7:05 on True TV. They're taking on Drake in Omaha, and this is the first time the team has played in the Big Dance since 2008. I was in high school. KREM 2 sports reporter Andrew Quinn was on the Palouse the moment the Cougs found out their ranking.
The 16-year wait here in Pullman is over. For the first time since 2008, the Washington State men's basketball team is headed to the NCAA tournament. This marks a great opportunity for guys like Miles Rice, who had to beat cancer last year, for guys like Andre Yakimovsky, who's been in the program for 4 years and finally gets to play in March Madness, and guys like Isaac Jones, who went the junior college route before ultimately having the chance to shine on the sport's biggest stage.
It just meant a lot, not only just for the players and the coaches, but to the community in a whole. Being able to bring back a sense of life and energy to not just the athletic side, but like I said, to the community, and show them that we can create this and keep it going no matter what. And it's just a true blessing to be able to go out here and do it for, like I said, not only for us, but just the community as a whole.
It means a lot. As a kid, I used to watch March Madness, and the whole world is watching. So I'm just blessed and grateful for this opportunity. And like I said before, hopefully we can get the win and make the Cougs community proud once again.
I took the long road, a lot of hardships. A lot of people thought I shouldn't be here, or I couldn't make it, and I just keep proving people wrong. So it's huge to me, something I'll never forget. It defines my character, and I'm just glad I came here and it happened here with this group of guys.
The Cougs will face a Drake team with a familiar face. Former Coug Carlos Rosario plays for the Bulldogs, along with the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year, Tucker DeVries. A tough draw for the Cougs in round 1.
They're good. I just remember they have point guard that really defends. They got a big wide body, and they got the best player in the league and the coach's son. So it'll be a really good challenge, and they probably got the best teammate in the world in Carlos Rosario. And hopefully he doesn't rat us out too much. He definitely knows. He's got good intel on our program.
The Cougs and Bulldogs will tip it off Thursday in Omaha. Our Amanda Rowley will be in Nebraska with all of your Cougar coverage. For now, reporting at Beasley Coliseum in Pullman, Andrew Quinn, KREM 2 Sports.
And for the Big Dance, KREM 2 is going to help you get ready for all the excitement and anticipation. How are we going to do that? Well, join us this Wednesday at 7 p.m. on KREM 2 for a live Tournament Central special. Our team is going to be tracking the Zags, Cougs, and Eags on the eve of the NCAA basketball tournament tipping off. And the coverage will be anchored by our sports director, Travis Green. So join us again Wednesday at 7 p.m. for all of the local sports coverage you need to know for March Madness.
And of course, our sports anchor, Andrew Quinn, and chief journalist Amanda Rowley will be packing their bags and heading to the airport along with the teams and diehard fans, of course. So Andrew will be heading to Salt Lake City to follow the Gonzaga men, and Amanda will be in Omaha with the Washington State men. You'll be able to see their live reports here on KREM 2, on digital and on social. And of course, I can only imagine how excited they are, especially Amanda getting to follow her Cougs around the country. It's the dream for her.
Oh, seriously. Great assignment, Amanda. Jealous. Yeah, but now the fun begins with the brackets.
Yes.
Like this morning, I'll be honest, I didn't watch all of Selection Sunday, but now I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to fill out my bracket.
This is the best time of year.
Productivity is going to be low this week.
And that's the nice thing about having nice weather is I can dedicate maybe a little bit of extra time towards filling in a couple of things. I do have UConn repeating. They look really good, especially against Marquette in the Big East Championship.
Okay, well, fill out your bracket outside maybe, Thomas, because it's going to be nice today.
You know what? I think think I'm going to do just that, Tim. Always with the great advice. Look at that beautiful picture over Riverfront Park. I know we lost that hour of daylight when we turned the clocks forward, but we are going to get plenty of sunshine for today. Shaping up to be another excellent day. It was 68 on Saturday, 70 yesterday, and I'm forecasting about 70 degrees for today. Though currently this morning there are a few spots still in the 30s, including 31 Deer Park, 32 in Wallace, and 32 in Sandpoint. So a few cool spots in our northern and eastern areas, but about everybody's going to be mid-60s at minimum, another day right around 70 degrees. But the spring weather can't last forever because March can be a bit tumultuous. As we'll see for the course of this week, it's actually downhill as we get rain chances back in play by Thursday and a much cooler weekend ahead. We'll go in more detail about how this weather pattern will be taking place, all coming up in a few minutes.